Hello and welcome to episode 328 of the video show. Welcome along. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So if you're watching, don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share this video. I would very much appreciate it. And if you've got any questions, any comments as we go through, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them at the end of the show. And if you're watching this afterwards, feel free to put a comment as well, and I'll do my very best to answer it, reply to you in the comments, or if it's a really good question, I'll answer it on a future episode. So today's episode, I've got my notes here. So today's episode is all about how to improve your live videos, and this is something that I've really had to do over the last sort of 6 to 8 months, because I've started to do a lot more live videos. I host live events, and also produce live videos for businesses as well. And this is something a year ago didn't do it, but because of the pandemic and because of me being trapped in, well, everyone being trapped in one room, it's kind of like you're forcing yourself to do new things, to push your business in new directions because of the constraints that the pandemic has brought about. So I've invested a lot in setting up a live stream setup here that's helped me produce this show, helped me produce my other show live streaming, and helped me produce the events and everything else that I've mentioned. But I've noticed that there was a huge difference in the way that live videos and pre-recorded videos work. I think I was quite naive in that respect. I think in terms of recorded videos, I did sort of 300 odd episodes where I was really happy with where they're going. I was learning a lot, and each video I could sort of see improvements every time. And over a course of time, you can see huge improvements as well. But with live video, you're kind of like on the spot a little bit more. You're there. If things go wrong very, very quickly, and you've got to think on your feet and really push yourself to make sure it doesn't go wrong, and if it does go wrong, to know what to do and to fix it quickly, and to stay calm in that respect as well. And that was something that I wasn't very good at when I first started doing it. So the first live event I did, within the first 5 minutes, loads of stuff have gone wrong. We were like, it was very, 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 very stressful. But in that respect, I also learned a lot as well. And then since then, hosting other live events and other live videos and my own live videos, I've learned loads from that as well. So how do you measure that? How do you actually go about really thinking about it in a way that you can really improve your live presenting skills and improve your live videos as a whole? So what I did back in this form I'm looking at is from the 12th of August for episode 311 of the video show, that I'll show you a little bit of that in a minute. But I've decided to look at 6 different aspects of the video. So look at the presentation and then mark myself out of 10. Look at the content and then mark myself out of 10. Look at the sound quality and then mark myself out of 10. The sound sync as well, because when I did my first ever live event, I was getting messages within the first few minutes and sounds out of sync, the sounds out of sync. So working out how to fix that is very, very important as well. So, and then also screen sharing, did that work well? And then screen sharing videos, did that work well as well? So I marked myself out of 10. And once I started doing this, I really started noticing that the videos improved each and every time. And I think it was really, really important to be really harsh on myself, to be my absolute worst critic, and also to take suggestions and take like ideas from people that were watching it. So not to be sort of upset by what they were saying. So if they said, oh, this was a bit rubbish, to really think about, was it rubbish and how can I improve that? To take that criticism on board and really try and learn from it. And I think I'll show you the difference between this episode, which was back in August, and I'll show you the video now. And hopefully, well, I see a difference. And I can hear a difference as well. Hopefully you can see that as well. So firstly, let's look at this episode 311. From presentation, my notes were: need to fill the gaps more, turn my phone off. So I'm guessing my phone went off. Don't stress if things take a bit of time. Have all the tabs open I need to share lined up. Also, it was very hot. That's the total opposite of today. We're in February, it's freezing. I like to put the heating on in here. So I gave myself a 6 out of 10 for presentation. In terms of content, I gave myself a 7. I said 10 things you need to create a video series. So it was quite easy. I just had a list. So I say from presentation, I've learned a lot of lessons from that. So don't stress, take your time. This kind of video is a lot more conversational than a pre-recorded video. Need to fill in the gaps more. Yeah. I think I've got through that and have all my tabs lined up I need to share. So I've got the notes here. I've got them on my screen on my right, and then I've got my show notes on my left. And then sound quality, audio improved significantly with mic placement, move mic above my head throughout. So I think I've changed my mic a number of times since that. So you'd be interested to hear the difference. But I'm really happy with the setup that I've got now. Sound sync, I gave myself a 2 out of 10, which is very harsh. Good for the first few minutes, goes out of sync after sharing a screen. So I noticed that once I was sharing a screen, the sound went out of sync. And I think the reason the sound went out of sync was because the microphone I was using was a USB mic, not an XLR microphone. And USB mics are notorious for going out of sync on live streams. Screen sharing, I gave myself a 3 because audio goes out of sync. And then screen sharing videos, I gave myself a 3 saying audio quality is poor, video quality is poor. And then average out of 10, I gave myself a 4.6. Lessons learned, share videos on StreamYard, not using screen sharing tabs. So I think maybe the StreamYard problem was sharing the videos was a bit of a problem then. Turn my phone off, keep practicing in terms of presentation, keep calm. And then when screen sharing, have all the tabs lined up. So I'm guessing I was mucking around looking for tabs. So let's have a look at this video and just sort of look at the difference between this video that I'm doing right now and the video I did back in August. So I'll just play a first minute or so, see what I can get through. Just before we went live, I had camera 3, which is usually behind me. And where I moved my chair slightly, for some reason, it decided just to fall flat on the floor. Luckily, the camera is absolutely fine, but the HDMI cable that was plugged into it, I had to sort of fish it out the side of it, and the HDMI cable was no more. So yeah, include that in your prayers tonight. I've ordered a replacement from Amazon, but the offending HDMI cable is now in the bin. But the camera's fine, so that's all good. Right, let's move the microphone a little bit closer towards me. So just before we get started, I wanted to just sort of show you the studio shot there, the GoPro behind me. You'll notice we have, there we go, a new armchair. So this is because we are building a new studio setup here. Sorry, So looking at that video, I'm going to turn that bit off. Looking at that video, the first things I noticed were there was a massive echo in the room. I think that's because of the microphone. I think I've improved the microphone as well. Also, the background. So as you can see, the background then was quite bare. It was a bit messy as well. Like I did the overhead camera and I had nappies for my son on the table behind me. I hadn't thought about that. And I think the difference between this background and that background, like this one, I think I put a bit of thought into it. So the lighting has definitely changed. I've got lighting that's specific for each show I do. So this lighting is for the video show in particular. And then if I'm doing live streaming, it's slightly different. I'll just change and show you what that looks like. If I could do that quickly without mucking around. Totally lost it. So I turn the lights off now. There we go. So this is the video show. And then this is live streaming, which is my other show that goes out. And then I've got other different colors that I can do as well. So I think if I keep this one constant for the video show, so it goes with the colors of the opening credits, and live streaming likewise, that's the colors of the opening credits, then it's a tiny little bit of effort that I put in to make it distinctive, to make it stand out a little bit more, to put that little bit of effort into production value to make it that little bit better. So I think looking at these things like presentation, content, sound quality, sound sync, screen sharing videos, looking at that and being really harsh on myself really does help me improve the quality. So I'll put a link to that in the comments, to feel free if you want to look at that in your own videos and feel how you can improve them. And if you've got any questions about improving your own videos as well, put them in the comments. But I think it all comes down to practice, to planning your videos as well. Like I said, I've got my notes on this screen. I've got other notes on this screen. Being really harsh on yourself, being your own worst critic, like it's quite easy to do that for me anyway. And then asking for honest feedback from others. So don't get feedback from people that's going to say, yeah, it was great. You get feedback from people that say they're going to be honest with you, and don't take it personally, because it's not personal to you. It's just going to help you improve the show. That's it for episode 328 of the video show. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching episode 311. I'll put that in the comments as well, so you can have a look at that. And don't forget to subscribe if you're watching YouTube, to follow me on LinkedIn, to like my page if you're watching on Facebook. You can also listen to this episode and listen to other episodes on Spotify. So that's exciting. Here we go. So you can listen to the video show on Spotify. You can also watch other episodes back on my website, redbookproductions.co.uk/the-video-show. So watch those videos as well. And then I will see you next time in episode 329. Goodbye.